Hey Puzzle Combaters. Alright, so we have Monster Island on. I have a few summons here, so I'm gonna try my luck. I'll actually get a bonus chest, which is good. Not expecting too much though, with only 5 pulls. Oh, that's a good start. It's 4-star. Food though, but oh, Strongbow. I think I have 2 of him already. Holy 4 stars. Give me a 5. Hey, that's pretty good. 2 event heroes, but I don't need either of them. Alright, last one. I think I have 2 monkey wrenches too. Ah, darn. No 5 stars. Alright. And my 250th crowbar, more than likely. Okay, so I haven't gone over any of the heroes lately. I think Marrow's a newer one from a couple months ago now. And I don't think they've really added anybody except Magma. Yeah, because Chainsaw's old. And then this guy. Alright, so let's talk about this guy. So crazy. So crazy. I don't get why all these heroes are fast charging now. There's no balancing point. Usually they'd make them slower, but they don't now. Like, that's just as an example. One of the first heroes of the month here. Now, her special back 5 years ago, probably not quite 5 years ago, but close, that was very overwhelming. But the balancing point was the 36 slow, right? This was a very overwhelming special for back then, before they built all these Season 2 freaks. She was fun to play against, though, because it was a challenge, but it wasn't overwhelming because of the slowness. I still use her all the time. The 38 charge generation is nice. Very nice. And then she clears the status ailments, which are plentiful in this game now. And also, another hero of the month. Same thing with him. This is a very sweet special. Not so much anymore now, though. And it was great at first, though. Like, he was a tank killer for sure. But the slow was the balancing point. And both of these can be functionally faster with speed weapons, which is great. They'll be in the low end average. But now you get these fast ones with the novel specials, and they're completely overwhelming. Like, it just, yeah, it's crazy that there's no balancing point to it. So this guy looks much the same. Nomad. Now, see, they introduced him not long ago, but they did kind of balance him out. His defenses are awful, though, but he is slow. He could be mid-level, fast with a speed weapon. Summons an Ember Fiend. He would have some good synergy with some other heroes, too. For sure. Absorbing the health on the Fiend is really good. Caster and nearby allies get another 46% attack, so an increase to that every time they're hit during 3 turns, and it goes up to, what, 131? Yeah, usually caps at 131. And then he gets taunt as well. Put him in the middle of 2 big snipers, like some of the crystal named, like, Stupid Topaz. Season 2 heroes. But anyway, there was a balancing factors with the 39 slow, so I don't see too many people using him. I think he would be quite handy, though, in some situations. But yeah, back to Nomad. maybe they're trying to make him the Ayumi killer that everybody's been looking for. A lot of green tanks. We had green tanks for war, and there were a lot of Ayumis. So yeah, it was a pretty crazy war. We've had a good run in war lately, so we ran against a brick wall because we've been having a bunch of wins lately, and yeah. So removing buffs from the target, so that would be the specials go off exactly how they're read. So he's taking the buff away from Ayumi first from how that reads. So that's pretty crazy. I love size. That's just, they're such cool weapons. So he's sort of like a souped up Raphael. Ninja Turtle. 510% damage to the target. Like, one hit wipe you out. Target gets silenced for 4 turns. Like, that whoever he hits is useless. So I think this guy was meant to be the Ayumi killer they were looking for. That people have been looking for a while. Silenced heroes are unable to use special skills, so she's not going off. So if she doesn't get killed with the 510 damage, because that's not a one-hit kill by any means, but it's pretty damn close. And if she already has tile damage, like, that's crazy. But then if she revives, she can hit if she's fully charged, which kind of sucks. But yeah, if she doesn't revive or doesn't get killed with the 510 damage, then she can be silenced for 4 turns and pretty much the tank killer there. And then the caster, he gives himself some nice buffs here. 46% attack and a further 17% increase every time they're hit during 4 turns. So that's insane, especially with the 131 attack. So this is very overwhelming. And he's already fast. Is 68 a breakpoint or is it 69? There's a breakpoint right around there. So you put a speed weapon on him and boom. Even the Tigger, right? The 4-star. That's nuts. So he's already got a very high attack stat. That's high defenses. I suppose the only balancing point is he's a bit of a glass cannon with the health. So, but you can very much help out with that if you're putting, he's recon class, so if you're putting talents on him, which pretty much everybody's gonna emblem him up, you just pick, I don't know, if you wanted him in defense, like I think he'd make a great wing. Then you're going to want to go on your defensive team. You're going to want to go with more defense and more health. But yeah, definitely pick out health as your priority with the emblems. In 846 attack is just insane. Maybe mix it up with the other two if you're just going to use them as an offensive based hero. Mix up these two as you go along. But definitely health would be your priority. So yeah. He looks to be the Ayumi killer that some people were looking for. I have a bunch of buff dispellers, but it doesn't read like this. So the buff dispelling doesn't happen until after they hit. So that's a huge difference right there. Yeah, I mean, go for it. Definitely level him up. Honestly, the way he looks and knowing that SG just isn't into balancing things out with buffs and nerfs anymore, then he's worth leveling more than 1 copy if you get him. If you're lucky enough to get him, you take a look at the appearance rates though. It's rare. You'd have to pull a lot. So Hero of the Month 1%, Legendary Event Hero 1.2%, basically translates to you could possibly get a 5-star every 100 pulls you do. So if you beat those odds, one of my teammates only did about 30 pulls and nailed Nomad and accent. So there you go. He definitely beat the odds. Take it, run, bud. Your Reds just got a whole hell of a lot better. Yeah, so he did well on those pulls. I think he got a couple thunks as well. So he was insanely above the odds, but just keep that in mind when you're pulling. The draw rates are abysmal, to say the least. Alrighty, folks, I just wanted to go over Nomad, though, there, because he looked pretty good. So, talk at you later. Take care, everyone.